Good day, comrades. Yes, the introduction for the attentive readers shows that I skipped one day of vlogging because yesterday nothing interesting was happening. Well, we had some rainy laps with the up and we chased the ring taxi. But this is nothing compared to what you're gonna see now. Da 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 da! Huge thanks, Michael. You may have seen him. You've probably seen him like 2 weeks ago. When were you here?
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, with the M2, and then we jumped with the 218, did some laps, just waiting for the tractor to pass on, so it will not interfere with the amazing audio of the Lada 2101. Short history. Not many of you, probably the Western world, does not know this particular model because most of them are popular. The popular Ladas are 2105 and 2107 with the boxy headlights, because this is the very first Lada, 2101, produced from 1970 until 1988, and it's a copy from a Fiat 124. And the reason why it's not that popular in the Western world, because they had like a license agreement that it shouldn't interfere with the sales of the Fiat 124. But later in the years, somewhere in the 80s, they started to produce those, but by that time the 2105 was already popular in the West. Yeah, what else should I say? A lot of people say it's an exact copy of the 124, which is not completely true. The engine was different because it had to survive the crazy Siberian and Russian cold. So the engine is replaced. Also on the rear it had drums instead of the brake discs, which was the case in the 124, and a couple of other things. Interesting, but not as interesting as this. Oh, you have some Russian boxes as well.
Oh yes.
Russian bags.
Yeah. Ukrainian. It's got all the tools, the original toolkit, to include the second, the best tool.
The starter.
Starter.
It has it. It has the starter. Yeah. Because the first models were equipped with a hand starter that you know from the cars from the 20s and the 30s, the very first cars that didn't have actual starter. It has the actual starter to start the car. If your battery is flat in Siberia, you can start the engine with the, by hand. It's covered by the, number plate. Maybe we can have a look underneath somehow. Yeah, so that hole over here, that's where you put the starter and you can start the car manually. Damn, this is damn amazing. And the interior is immaculate condition. Were the seats from the Niva? Which was the Niva part?
So the belts, because it didn't have belts at all.
Yeah, it didn't have belts at all, because back in the day, men were men, they didn't die.
No belts. I mean, this is going to stop you, of course.
Yeah. Wow. This is really cool. You only have the temperature gauge of the water and on the gas tank, and that's it. And pretty much everything else, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have belts, and the Ukrainian guys that did the restoration, they said, why do you want belts? You don't need belts. It's not a requirement in Ukraine. I said, well,
it is a requirement in the US.
I'm not keeping it in Ukraine. I'd like to live. So
yeah.
They put some very, very terrible seat belts in. They were just straps.
Yeah. Well, the color is amazing. That's resprayed, right?
It is. I asked them to match like Ukrainian flag.
Okay.
The blue. So
yeah,
that's what they did. It's
nice.
A citron.
Yeah.
Citron color, I think.
Citron color, or also BMW color, or can be also the Porsche color, the Miami blue. Or it looks all similar. Wow. This. So what engine is it? Is it 1200?
Yeah, it's got the 1.2.
1.2, so 60 horsepower, or whatever is left of it.
Whatever's left. I don't know how many are left, but.
Wow, this is the starter. Oh, rusty. The hammer, because you only need the hammer to fix the car.
This is it. The rest of these tools are useless.
Yeah, useless. Exactly. What's that?
Breaker bar, maybe.
Oh, you can. Yeah, if you go on a camping trip, you can cut down some trees, make campfire.
Zombies.
Yeah, crowbar. This is really cool.
They did a very good restoration job for me, but the car is melting. They didn't use any kind of good sealant. They use this anti-corrosive goo. So
yeah.
And when it sits in the sun, the car melts. So like black goo. So.
Well, it looks quite good underneath still for what it is.
Yes.
Because what's the year? It should be like 73,
yeah,
because of the hand starter. It's one of the first models. This is truly amazing.
Jiggly.
The jiggly. Oh yeah. I'm really, really excited. Are we taking it out for a lap?
Well, of course.
Of course. This is truly amazing. Actually, I told you, if you watched the vlog when I was in Russia for the Moscow Classic Grand Prix, I told you the first ever car I was in was a Moskvich, which was owned by my granddad. My father's first car was a 2101. I actually don't remember much of that car. It was like some beige color, and he got rid of it because he replaced it for 2105 or 2104. No, 2105 later. But yeah, still special place in my heart. And I heard that you bought it like for ridiculously low amount of money.
I don't want to brag, but yes, it's going to cost more to ship it home to the US than it costs to like buy the car and completely refurbish it back to 1973.
You're a lucky son of a bitch.
You know, you have to know the right people, I guess.
Yeah, true.
I was lucky enough to know the Ukrainian man. His grandfather bought this car new in 1973.
Yeah.
So they had the car, and the men in the family learned how to drive on this car 3 generations in a row. So 40-something years, 44 years.
Yeah.
They've had the car.
Yeah, this car learned this is true. I mean, a lot of people, pretty much every single Russian learned how to drive a car by driving a Lada. I drove a Lada the first time when I was 9 years old. Like actually driving with pedals and everything. The first car I ever steered was the E34 M5 of my uncle. With
60-something horsepower.
Yeah.
I found 120 kilometers an hour today.
Really?
Really excited.
Really?
And I thought the car was going to blow up, so I backed off.
This car, I don't know, it can't reach 140 maybe maximum, but still, even that is crazy.
The guys that did the project for me, I took it out with them, and I was doing about 110, and they said, slow down. Slow down, you're scaring us.
And nowadays, I mean, it's pretty common for us living in Germany, driving all those supercars. Yeah, we're a bit privileged by doing 300 kilometers an hour and doing like, oh yeah, it's kind of okay. But his story, him telling how crazy it is to drive 120, reminded me actually when I was a kid. I remember my dad was bragging, well, talking with his friends about the fastest they ever drove, and he said I drove like 130 or 140 when was sick, and he had to bring me to a hospital. He was like, yeah, that was the craziest I ever did and I will ever do, because I will never do that again. And as a kid already back then I was like, that doesn't sound much, but maybe it is. But apparently in the Lada that must be like really really fast. Can we pop the hood?
Of course.
I mean, we really want to see this 1.2 4 inline single. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, like that. I'm gonna get so much hate that I don't know how to open the hood of Lada, because I tried to open it from the front, but of course this is the proper way. Yeah, the original inline 4, 1 single camshaft. As a kid I always was wondering what this is, but this is an air filter. That's cool.
Special modification.
Special mod. Is that a catch tank or no?
This holds a very special fluid.
Do it one.
We just replaced the master cylinder.
Okay.
Apparently there's 2 master cylinders for the brakes. I guess one for the disc brakes in the front, and one for the drum brakes in the back. 2 reservoirs.
Yeah. And all the bullshit aside, those engines are actually very strong, because again, like almost a month ago when I went to Moscow on M500 Plus, my friend Stepan, he had the same engine. He had the 2102, which is a station version, with a turbo on it. And the only thing that got blown up was the BMW gearbox. Since we're talking about all those stories, I want to tell one more story, which is probably the most genius solution that is only possible with such analog cars like a Lada. We had the trouble once that the fuel pump was broken down. So what we did we took the pump from the screen wiper fluid, and connected that as instead of a fuel pump. So to keep on driving, we had to manually like use all this liquid to use the pump for the screen wipers to pump fuel into the engine, into the carburetor.
All your Lada hacks. You have to tell me all your Lada hacks.
Yeah. I will do. Original frame number. Oh, so the color is like red or something, the original
The original color was red. It was terrible, maroon.
Yeah.
They had completely replaced the interior. It had like some aftermarket, or 2105 or something later. Steering wheel, dash, shift knob, and they had a crazy, like a luggage rack, the entire length of the car.
Yeah.
So we cut all that off and took it back to 1973.
Wow.
Minus the color.
Yeah. No, this is really great. Excited. Just 10 more minutes until the track opens, and then we're gonna do some lap. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna lose their shit today on the ring. The best part that I almost missed. Look at this. If you want to work on your... Oh.
It comes on, but maybe it's disconnected.
You don't have that on any modern car, because on any modern car you cannot work on engine at all. They just want to bring it to a dealer.
Look at this design. Beautiful design.
And simple. Exactly. And it holds. That's it.
It does. Beautiful.
Perfect. Okay, fire up. Oh yeah. Nice. Oh, the seats are so plush. Is it close or not yet? Yeah.
It's like capitalist comfort.
That's the only piece of English you will see in this car. Press. Wow.
Push the button.
Yeah.
And rotate up.
Oh yeah.
It's a feature lost on modern cars.
Yeah.
There's,
And now it directs the air to me. Is that a fuse box?
that is the floor heater.
The floor heater.
So you
Wow.
then you keep your feet warm in the
In the winter.
cold Russian winters. So this is the track model because it has the optional radio delete.
Yeah.
Radio delete, obviously.
Yeah, and it has 2 ashtrays.
4 ashtrays.
4 ashes, with one for the passenger,
Yeah.
and 1 for the driver.
And
In the back as well, yeah.
everybody gets one.
And you have no passenger rear view mirror.
Weight saving.
Oh yeah.
What up, Mike?
What up, Dave?
About ready?
Yeah, I need to go pick up the card.
I told you there was an app. It don't matter. Go get your card. As soon as they blow the whistle, I'm out.
Dude,
I don't think you have any problem keeping up.
No, yeah. It would be a blasphemy to use some kind of modern technology like an app with this car.
Good point. Good point. I retract my statement. Go get a card. Maybe you should pay in Deutschmarks.
Yeah. No, we should actually go to Adenauer Bridge to Breitscheid because there's Oberstrack working there, the old guy who's 90 years old, who's been working there for the last 60 years. And we get like an old ticket from him. So arrived at the TF car park. The GT86 is here as well. It's being taken out and it's time to take out the Lada. You're not gonna believe it. Michael is kind enough to let me do a lap. But I think for the purpose of content, it's time to do it in style. Oh my god, look at them lines. Just one more reason why Lada is better than any other crap in this thing. It survives the shredding cross.
Yeah. Is that capitalist mistress? Hold on, baby, hold on.
We can make it. We can do it.
I didn't see anybody.
No photographers. They were scared of the mighty Lada.
Russia is known for its tire manufacturers. You driven anything older out here?
What?
Have you ever driven a classic out here?
No.
Not really?
No. So we did a lap. It was actually amazing. We managed to overtake the M4 as well. Obrapata, this piece of shit. Get out of the way. Of course, it wasn't going that fast. The highest achievable speed we did with this car, speaking of the top speed again, was 130, I think, down the foxhole. How much were we going, Michael?
I saw 140.
140. I actually, to be honest, I would not say I was scared of going this fast with the car. It was on the straights. It's very actually predictable. The only thing you need to watch out, obviously, is the cornering, because it has like zero suspension. And but other than that, I don't know. We probably did like 12-minute lap or something, because of the maximal achievable top speed was 140, and the foxhole downhill with the wind in the back. Kesselchen close to town, the uphill section, it was probably maximum 80 kilometers an hour. It was...
Come on, baby.
I can make it. So, but that's what you expect with a low-powered car with the 60 horsepower. But no, I'm very, very, very happy about... yeah, do it with some love. I'm extremely happy that I managed to do a lap with a real, one of the first Ladas ever. You can probably already see the smile on my face. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of comments on that. Yeah, it's truly something special. I think everyone should do that. It's really, if you would ask me what would be more kick-ass, driving this or like a McLaren LT or 720 I did last week, I must say definitely, well, it's better on another level. Of course the McLaren is faster, highly advanced, but not even Lada. I mean, even speaking for every old school car, every classic car, it has so much soul to it when you start driving it. It's, I mean, even Tim's car is still like a classic, and you put a lot of effort into it, a lot of times and blood and sweat. So then it becomes something personal, something with a soul, something special, something all those modern cars don't have. For example, the Up. What I totally hate about this car at this point is that it has a traction control that you cannot switch off. So once you're like tipping over, the car is breaking down because it thinks, oh no, your wheels are gonna spin. Like, yeah, I want them to spin. Well, I don't want them to spin, but I can control that with my right foot by going off the accelerator and then going back on the accelerator again. So you get my point. This was really something special, and honestly, I think it's actually also one of the first classic cars, well, definitely first classic car I've driven myself, because we went out in the Yugo last year. It's also something very high personal with a huge level of soul into this. I think there's probably also a couple of more cars similar to this, but yeah, driving something this myself and a Lada. It's the first Lada I drove myself. Again, so huge thank you. Huge thumbs up. I would even hug you. Seriously. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
So she's going now back to the States. Well, not back, but back to your home, but she's going to the States.
She'll be in DC.
Yeah. Washington, DC?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you can maybe show to the government how they should build the
I'm
cars.
gonna take it to the Russian embassy and burn out.
Oh yeah. I was actually really surprised by the gearing of this car. They are so direct. I'm not sure if I can transcend the sense of the gear that you have with this car, but you hear it instantly. So that's in first, and you would think, hey, that's quite short. And that's second, third, that's it. So you don't have like too much movement. You're not like stirring a soup or something, which is like really cool. It made me wish to get a Lada myself, probably. But you need to have like a real good master to like a workshop master that can work on this car, because yeah, I don't even have time to upload the vlogs on time, let alone to to restore a Lada. Well, she will match your M2 nicely in the color, more or less. Yep.
Different
bit-
strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
How I feel on a certain day.
Yeah.
It's not volcano orange, but
No, I like this a lot more. It suits it. I think it's the first Miami blue-ish Lada 2101 that I see in my life.
I picked this before Miami Blue was even released. So
Yeah.
again, Porsche.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get your game straight. Sorry for the guys who wanted to see vlog because it turned out like a whole review of the Lada, but give me a break, come on. I think I deserved it after being boosted bores for 3 years and never ever had a proper Lada. Yeah, of course we had some drift Ladas back in Russia, but this is something really special. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about sunset and breakfast and this and that and stuff with Diana and such. So but for now, yeah, maybe a food shot. Oh, suspicious liquid shot. Ah, yep. Thank you very much. Once again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to share it. Yes, I never ask to share a video, but I think this one, especially the boosted bores one, deserve a share because capitalists need to know the origin of a real race car. But now let's have some prototype session and then go to TF. Ooh.